Hello and welcome. So this is our third class. Okay. Oh, my mistake. This is our fourth class on based on the bearing. So previously we have solved the problem that is 1 to 3. So if we talk about what is bearing is really, so bearing is really starts with north side, and then you have calculate this direction from the north side. So that is simplified the way. We have cleared this in the first three videos. Now we have to solve a problem. So this problem is given and this problem is given. We'll solve this problem. Okay, so with the deep understanding. So this particular problem says a point, that means a point q. So q is our 1 point from p. A q is 24 kilometer from p on a bearing of 72 degree. So this is p. So if you want to draw the bearing from p, okay, so we need to understand that. Okay, first of all, so they said this we are ignoring this now, like q from p. So what is q from p means? It's like p to q. Okay, so we have to draw the first p, then we have to draw the q, then we will understand that how to solve the problem. Now we are ignoring this kind of things. Okay, so first they said you have to give a point that is, okay, so this is our p, and what is the bearing? That is 72 degree. So approximately it would be like this is 90, and this particular portion should be 72. Not slightly. Okay. Okay, that is 72. Let's consider it. And from p, a bearing of 72 degree from p. So this is bearing from p. This is 72 degree. Now they say this particular distance, that means from here to there, so you have to make it a broader. Let's draw it something bigger, closer to this. Okay, okay, so this is 72 degree and this is q. From q, now they said from q, Vishal walks at a bearing of 320 degree to a point r located directly north of p. So they said, so we have to draw a bearing on the q side. So this is our q. So let's draw the 90 degree. Why it's not happening? Okay, so this is our bearing. We are declaring from north side. So it says from q to p, that means q to r. When they said from p or from q, that is q to r, so you have to go to q to r. What is the bearing? That is 320. So you have to understand that this is 190, this is, okay, you can see this is 180, and if you draw something here, this is 270. So what, where you should go, this is approximately 320, if I no, if I'm not wrong. So you have to remove all this. Okay, so for your drawing bearing, so this is our bearing. Okay, so that is q to r. Okay, as they said, located directly north of p. So you can see this is north of p. So here is p, and you can see on the north of p is r. That means if I am here, who is in north of me? That is r. So north of me is like that one. So you have to understand the word functions. Sorry, I have, so this particular portion. Okay, now they said, okay, so this whole portion is 320. This whole portion, this whole portion is 1320. If I draw it in something like, okay, green, I love green. Okay, so green is not this. Okay, green is 320 degree. Okay, and what is it? Magenta, you can say magenta, that is 180 degree. Okay, magenta is 180 degree. Now we have to give another direction, that is yellow. So yellow is this portion. that is not visible. So let's draw this. Okay, this particular, that is may it's like ash color. So we need to find this particular portion. So you can see this is and this is there's alternate, so that is also 72 degree. So if this is 70 and this is 180, so you get 180 minus 72. So what you would get is, okay, if we calculate this like 180 plus 72, sorry, first you have to reduce 320 minus 180. Okay, first you have to reduce, I have mistake. So what it becomes, it's 0 0 0, then 12. Let's calculate the value first. Okay, so oh, I am removed the 3D one. So the 180, let's reduce 180 from here. So you will get 0, 12 10 minus 8 is 4, so it would be 440. So this if I actually mark it with it, this particular portion is 240. Okay, so you need to find this angle, so you have to reduce 72 from the way. It's like 8, 13 minus 7, 5 6, 168. So 168 is this particular portion. That is way beyond that. Oh, made a mistake, because that is huge. That is more than the 72. 72 is like, so we have made a mistake. So what is 120 minus like 340? Let's reduce this. 320 minus 180. Oh, sorry, that is 140. That is 140. We have made a mistake. Okay, so if there is a 140, that means it is 68 degree. Okay, so 0 times, okay, 14 times, okay, 68 degree. So if it is 68, you can find this one. So what is the value of this? So 72 plus 68, you get 17740, 140. So what is left? 40. So you got 40 degree, and this particular portion, okay, okay, so you got 40 degree, 68 degree, and what is you get 24. The PQ is 24 degree. 24 was like kilometer. So what they ask, the distance between PR. So where is P? So this is PR. So the opposite of PR is 68 and opposite of 24 is 40. So now we will apply the sine rule. What the sine rule said, that side of divided by sine, then the angle of the opposite side. That is, if we write it like in a very formal way. So what is that side? That is PR divided by sine Q, and sine Q, PQ divided by sine R. So that is our sine rule. So this is PR, and the opposite of PR is sine Q, and that means Q angle. So this is PQ, the opposite of PQ is R. So that's how you can actually do that. Now we solve it for PR. So PR is equal to, so PQ times sine Q divided by sine R. Okay, so if we go this way and we write, we need to find the PR. So PQ is what? PQ is 24. Okay, PR is equal to PQ is equal to 24 sine Q. So Q is equal to what? Q is equal to 68 degrees sine 68 degree. So sine R is equal to what? Sine R is equal to what is sine R? 40 degree. So PR is equal to, if we use the calculator, 24 times sine 68 degree equal to 22.25 divided by sine 40 degree is equal to 34.61. So we'll get 34.61 centimeters, like kilometer. So this is our value of PR. So this is our value of PR. So you got the value PR, that is 34.61. Okay, so as we got the value of PR, now we have to get the value of another one, that is PQ mostly, or we have to see the question first, then we can actually assure you. Okay, we have to reduce this. That's a lot of work to do. Okay, so that is QR. So they asked to find the value of QR. Okay, so what is we need to apply the sine rule again, or you can apply the cos rule also. So if you apply the cos rule, we will learn the cos rule first. So cos rule is what? So if I took the P as in the center angle, so we have to consider the PR square plus what is the PQ square minus RQ square. Okay, so what is the, oh, we have made a mistake, or okay, let's say something like PR times PQ. So this is our one portion and you can solve it, or you can find the other formula that is way easier. So let's just remove it because this is not our formula. So we need to find the QR. So QR square is equal to root over PR square plus PQ square minus 2PR times PQ times cos, what is the center angle, that is P. Okay, now you have to put the value here. So what is PR? PR is 34.61 square plus what is PQ, that is 24 square minus 2 times 30, what is PR? PR is 34.61. What is PQ, that is 24 times what is cos P is 72 degree. So this whole should be in the, okay, now we will calculate it. 34.61 square plus 24 square minus, okay, we are giving 2 minus 20, 22 times 3 4, 34.61 times 24 times cos 72, which will give us 1260. So if we root it, if we apply the root, oh, okay, I have made a mistake. So if we apply the root, that will give us 35.50. So 35.50 would be our answer for this particular question. Okay, so that is what we have solved this way over the for this particular math problem. So you have find the answer. Hopefully it is grade way. Okay, now we will jump onto the second one. That is happening here. Okay, now we erase all these things because we have to solve another one. So very, the time is so consumed, we are very little bit consumed. Okay, so okay, let's say okay, this is our fourth class, okay, on bearing. I hope you learned something. Let's learn another one, that is let's learn the science for sine formula, because we have to apply this in our various maths. So this is our sine. So let's draw a triangle. So this triangle is not a right angle triangle, this can be a scalene triangle. You can say that A B C. So this is a B angle, this is a C angle. So we need to find any portion. So if you have the value of any kind of angle, so let's say, so AC, so AB divided by sine. So what is AB? This is AB, and what is the opposite of AB? That is C. So you have to write sine C. So next you can take BC. What is BC? Okay, this is BC. What is the opposite of BC? That is angle A. So you can write sine A. So this is our sine formula. Okay, so side divided by the opposite of it, angle. Side divided by the opposite of its angle. So we have saw the cos rule and we have saw the sine rule. So in this case you can also actually solve the cos rule also. So if you take B and C is C, AC is B and BC is A. So if you apply the cos C, so what you get, like A square plus B square minus C square. So this particular thing should be reduced, so to AV. So this is a formula. So this is first cause rule, and this one I will solve in the fifth class, because it is very time consuming. I hope your time is very precious, so try to solve one in a day so you can actually solve the other one. Okay, thank you for having me, for giving me the time and giving me the attention. Or if you don't give, then also sorry, thank you. Thank you.